It's time to review madameweb's 4K HDR Dolby Atmos digital release on Kaleidescape. Should you buy it? Maybe, maybe not, but we're going to talk about it anyways. Let's discuss. For this review, I'll be using 11 Arendal speakers in a 7.2.4 configuration, 5 1723S monitors for LCR and rear surrounds, 2 1961 monitors for side surrounds, 2 1961 bookshelf, and 2 1961 height speakers for Atmos height effects. For LFE, I'm using 2 Starke Sound SW15 sealed subwoofers in a stack configuration. Processing the audio is an Emotiva RMC1 with Emotiva and Starke Sound amplifiers powering the speakers. And for visuals, I'll be using an EPSON LS12000B 4K projector. So, this was a difficult movie to review. Now, I didn't watch this movie in theaters prior to the Kaleidescape digital version, so I really have nothing to reference the digital version to. But I think it's safe to say that Sony's 4K releases are usually pretty pristine, even if the movie itself isn't that successful or very good. And I'm not going to pull any punches. Despite the movie not being very good, the Atmos mix on this movie is by far the only reason you might want to add this to your collection. Now, despite this movie being some type of one-off Spider-Man movie with characters that we've never seen before in Sony's Spider-Verse, that you've probably never heard of or would ever even care about, there's not much spidering that takes place in this movie. In fact, it was only after I watched this movie that I realized there's only about 10 or 15 minutes total action out of a 2-hour movie about Spider-Women and a highly discounted Spider-Man. This is an action movie that is extremely dialogue heavy with very little action. It's mainly characters walking around, talking, moping around, arguing with each other with some extremely cringy dialogue. There's literally multiple times in this movie where the actors say the exact same lines over and over.
Just stay here and don't do anything dumb. Seriously, don't do dumb things. You're showing off? Not yet. Ready? Hey, yep. Wait, now! Okay. Now you're showing off. Maybe a little. Now! Whoa! Go! Run! Now you're really showing off.
Despite the cringy dialogue, the audio is intelligibly clean, but it's nothing to write home about. As I said, this is a dialogue-heavy movie, and the dialogue, audio-wise, is fine. Speech is never lost and is always intelligible, even during the few action sequences that do happen. What does stand out in this movie is the bass. Oh my goodness, this movie has so much bass. And not just bass, but like infrasonic bass. Sometimes I felt like it was just too much. Like unnecessary bass that many times made me want to adjust the volume levels on my subwoofers, which is why in the beginning of this video I said this was a difficult movie for me to review. There's definitely infrasonic bass in this movie that sometimes is just a little over the top for just 15 minutes of action time during a 2-hour movie. Now, that's not to say that the bass isn't impressive and at times even well balanced, but for the most part, I just feel like there's too much bass for a movie that barely has any action. It seems like the sound engineers just put bass in this movie simply because it's an action movie, or supposed to be an action movie. But the bass isn't particularly clean like you find with Ready Player One or Dune Part 2. At times, the bass can sound a little bit boomy and distorted. But when the movie does get the bass right, it's pretty impressive. For instance, like this scene.
You guys are ice cold.
Always been a death trap. You're okay.
Or this one.
I don't think that's what's happening.
Don't let it mess with your head.
On a good note, the Atmos effects are actually pretty decent in this movie, when we get them. Again, dialogue heavy movie here, so don't expect this mix to be super active up top. Your height speakers are definitely not going to get a workout, but I did notice some activity in the heights that were pretty cool. A few standout scenes were in the very beginning of the movie when you're first introduced to the native spider people. You can hear them running through the trees up and over you. Another prominent scene is when all four girls get on the train and you can hear the train conductor speaking in all four height speakers.
Please be kind to remove your bags from the empty seats. Place them in the lobby track below.
Come on. Okay.
Hey, am I on the right train?
I don't know, man.
Leave the all tickets ready. This is Metro North. They're off by the tank.
And I have to admit, the last scene of the movie does a really good job of using pretty much all my speakers by intertwining the bass, Atmos effects, and decent dynamics, all while providing intelligible dialogue.
We need to go this way. Come on, Anya. Get down! Go to the ladder. Let's go! Come on, come on!
Use the web.
Get to the helicopter! Hey! Wait, girl! Get down!
It's not safe to land. You'll have to get higher.
Guys, this way! We can get to the chopper from up there! Anya, jump! Jump now! Julia, get back! Julia, get down! Oh God!
You should have walked away.
Enjoying this review and want to see more content just like this, as well as other product reviews and epic home theater tours? Then subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss a single upload. For behind the scenes and extra content that you won't find on YouTube, head over to my Patreon page and consider becoming a patron. As far as the video, no real negatives here. It's a Sony transfer, so you're going to get a nice clean crisp image with good detail, but certainly nothing to write home about. I felt like there was no real standouts in HDR or specular highlights. But again, the video is just fine. A lot of the scenes take place at night or in the dark, so this isn't a movie that's gonna like wow you away or blow you away in detail and imagery. I'd say the movie overall looks pretty natural. Skin tones are on point and the color palette is fairly neutral. But it does seem like there is some added grain throughout the movie in certain scenes to give the movie a little more grit. It's not aggressive, but you can definitely see it in close-ups. This movie looks to be shot digitally, but with some added grain throughout. But again, it's your standard Sony transfer. And I'm not even sure I've ever seen a Sony digital transfer or disc transfer that looked bad. And this is the same here. It's good, just not impressive. So that begs the question, should you pick this up on digital or 4K Blu-ray disc? If you completely overlook the script in this movie,
Just stay here and don't do anything dumb. Seriously, don't do dumb things.
yes, there's a ton of bass. Yes, there's some infrasonics. Yes, there's moments with decent Atmos effects. If you're a bass head and you just want to torture yourselves for a few moments throughout this movie, then sure, this movie will do just that in certain scenes.
This is O'Neill. Clear up dockside.
If you're someone like me and you just enjoy watching and collecting movies with the occasional blind buys that turn out to be a dud, then madameweb can be fun at times and will suffice if you just want to relax, shut the world out, and turn your brain off for a few hours. Then sure, pick this one up. But I really want to know what you guys think of madameweb down in the comments. Have you seen it? Did you like it? And will you be picking this one up on 4K Blu-ray or digital to add to your collection? Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you found this review helpful or enjoyable. And if you want to support the channel further, be sure to check out my affiliate links in the description. Don't forget to come back for more future movie reviews and home theater related content. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Seriously, don't do dumb things.